In this video, I'll go over some shortcut keys on formatting cells in LibreOffice Calc. Hi, my name is Michael with Office Nifty. I'll make quick tips and video tutorials on how to use Calc software. Calc offers a few keyboard shortcuts for formatting cells. Here I've listed them in column A, and in column B, I've put in what it does. Now I'll just go over each one of them and demonstrate on some numbers. Alright, so I put in some dummy numbers in column F, and let's try this out. The first one is Control 1, and when I press it, it opens up the Format Cells dialog. This is actually pretty convenient because I can go specifically to different tabs and actually change different aspects of the cell formatting. Now this shortcut actually doesn't do anything to the data in the cell or change the format until after I actually apply any changes and click OK within the Format Cells dialog. Now, as an important note, when pressing the numbers in these keyboard shortcuts, don't use the number pad on your keyboard. Just use the numbers that's above the alphabet keys on your keyboard. The reason is because when you use it with your number pad, it actually does something else. Namely, it kind of navigates within the cell and it doesn't apply at all to cell formatting. Okay, now on to the second one. Control, Shift, and 1. So here it changed my number format into the standard US format where I have a comma to indicate thousandths separator, and then it also has 2 decimal places. This works very well for describing money or accounting type of information. The next one is Control Shift 2. So this puts it in exponential format. And if I wanted to switch it back, I could also press Control Shift 2 again, and it goes back to standard format. And actually, the last one is standard format, so I could do Control Shift 6 to revert any of these formats back to standard format. Okay, the next one is Control Shift 3. So this changes it to a date format. What looks odd though is when I'm back to the standard format, this is like a weird, strange number. Like, why would 45,197 all of a sudden become September 28, 2023? The reason is because Calc uses a certain type of number to indicate date formats. This means that internally, when there's a date and time, Calc actually assigns some number to it. For example, if we have 0 and I use a keyboard shortcut here for Control Shift 3, it actually shows December 30th and the year is 1899. So that's where it starts. Internally, that's the date of 0. And so if I change this back to standard format, this number 45,197 represents today's date. Now this is not very intuitive, so honestly I think this keyboard shortcut is not necessarily that helpful. What it is helpful with is if you want to change it to a date format, and up here on the formula bar you can always type in the exact month and day and year. Then you get your end result a little bit faster than having to type in the date on your own. But if you're a fast typer, then maybe not. Okay, on to the next shortcut, Control Shift 4. So this is similar to the other shortcut, but it includes the currency. Since I'm in America, the dollar sign shows up for me by default. But if you are in a different country or want to show a different type of currency, we can always go back to the Format Cells dialog to change that. Our next one is Control Shift 5. So this changes a decimal number that I have into a percentage. So originally I had 0.1234, and as a percentage displays it as 12.34%. And lastly, the standard format actually doesn't do anything to my value because it's already by default the standard. It's a good way to reset it though. So if I had it as a currency format, and then I can switch back to standard by using Control Shift and 6. So that's it for today's video. If you have any questions, feel free to mention it in the comment section below. Thank you for watching, and as always, stay nifty.